Hi. Sunday chat will be just about this Marutaka Harvard. I've been taking off parts and looking at them. Very, very nice die cut parts, I must say. Very easy to get out of this the frames, the wood. Very, very nice quality ply. These parts which they've supplied for the wheel well, but I'll speak on that shortly. But the point is that you can see this is a very, very nicely produced kit, very high quality. Now I've brought that 1/7 scale fuselage here, and that's the canopy, and I've lined up more or less the back part of the canopy there, and the canopy ends right about there, which is not correct at all by a long shot. So that should have ended about, I can't remember exactly, I'm just going to have to check, but it looks like we have between 5 and 10 centimeters of size discrepancy there. Now also looking at this, so these are the empennage, some of the empennage formers. Now that is not the shape of the Harvard's tail, of the Harvard's empennage I mean. It's not egg shaped like that, not at all. This is the one that I cut up a while back. This is the one that I mentioned. It was a fiberglass fuselage, but I have no idea what brand name or anything. Now that will just give you a little bit of an idea to the shape. Not egg shaped, but this one isn't correct either, but it's closer. So we are talking about this shape when it's finished. Now this one looks not too bad. This particular one is built with a very, very heavy horizontal and vertical stab. Although it may look nice, it's not worth doing anything with. I'll just show you the trailing edges, by the way. Especially this. That is unbelievably thick and heavy. The fin is not too bad. The rudder is not too bad. But anyway, I don't want to speak about that one. I'm just using it for comparison purposes. And then these pieces, these four firstly. Okay, so that would be round about here to there. This cockpit section, main cockpit section. And then we do have these as well. Okay, now it's not obvious to me just by looking at that how good or bad that may be. I'm going to have to check the positions on the plans and then go and print out bulkheads. They're nicely made. It's almost a bit of a shame that they weren't made according to more accurate drawings. But so what I have to consider is that we've got these four main pieces. We have got three more. This is about 3 mil ply. 3 more. Some empennage formers. And if I decide to go more scale, which I think I am going to, I wasn't originally, but it seems such a shame to build this when one could have corrected it. Now that doesn't mean I'm correcting it up to full scale. Sorry, what I mean is fully perfectionist scale. But you know, that's pretty bad. If you can prove it from, you know, I don't even know what percentage you'd assign that of how bad that is, up to like let's say 95% correct, then you've done a huge you know, you've improved your model hugely. Now the same goes for this area. This is one of the areas that the models almost always get a bit wrong, well, quite wrong. This would be about the number one place that I would be correcting things, is the undercarriage bays and the upper surface. So I'll be having a look at these areas on the plans and evaluating them. I'll be looking at the formers and judging how close these are or how bad they are. But the length of this canopy now makes me very suspicious about the layout on the plan. So I'm going to go and check that. That'll be one of the first things that I check. Now, if it turns out that they have shortened the canopy by too much and possibly even reduced it in height here, it's not the worst thing to remake a canopy. It's again a shame, and one then sort of evaluates, well, you know, do you just build it as the kit gave it and you have an aircraft that looks a lot like a Harvard but has some pretty bad discrepancies, or do you fix these things? So those are the evaluations that I'll be making as I look at all of this. So keep in mind that the wingspan and the length, as indicated on the model kit, do equate to 1/7 almost exactly. And when I say almost, I mean 99% of being 1/7. So it is intended to be a 1/7 scale aircraft. Now I need to check the side view of the fuselage and see how that matches up to the side views that I have. That's the first thing. And then I'll make a judgment on whether to go ahead and correct these. This is not much. It's not bad to recut correctly sized empennage. So then I'd be able to correct this whole area. We'll still check the plan form of the horizontal stab, and I'll decide how badly the fuselage is wrong. Now, of course, if you're going to correct that, you inevitably have to correct the joining area of empennage to fuselage, and it depends how off that was. So we shall see. The downside is one ends up not using a lot of what the kit was providing in the form of these very nicely cut pieces. And in fact, one does stand the danger of using less and less of the kit, but ending up with a better and better model kit afterwards. So even if you end up using half of what they supply in the kit, but you end up with a quite accurate 1/7 aircraft, well, then that's not bad. Or you just go ahead and build it as it is. You have to do very little work in remaking anything, but you live with all the errors. It's questionable how obvious that bad shape would be, but it's pretty obvious to me. They've got very nice little undercarriage doors. I can easily measure how accurate that is and get an idea. It's a little bit unfortunate that at the time of making the kit, and with the availability of T6s in general and the paperwork to go along with T6s, one of the more common warbirds, that the kit manufacturers didn't spend a little bit more time, as opposed to almost just sort of freehand drawing. Or what is possible is that they end up copying another kit to a degree, changing things a little bit. So whoever started with a wrongly designed T6 propagates that down the line to many other manufacturers as they look at what's available on the market, see how they can improve the kit, but not actually design it according to blueprints. I think it'll be nice to get this thing more scale, without completely reinventing the wheel. So we'll see. That's the thinking that's going on at the moment. And while my intention isn't to start on this, it's at least to get a mental picture of where we're headed with this thing. How bad are the dimensions on the plan, wings, fuselage, horizontal stabilizers, and that's what I sort of wanted to get a quick idea of what this looked like. That looks bad, but this may not be very good either. In fact, looking at this now, you may not be able to tell, but this curvature here is definitely not that curvature. You'd be looking at more something that came up about half there. So this is just way too curved. Let me just check this. So I'm not sure where that one is supposed to fit in actually. So that's not the canopy railing. Okay, so I'll go and investigate that. I don't know yet. I'm going to be taking all the parts off, looking them over, looking at the quality. This is, for instance, the one of the intakes that they've provided that block. So, you know, they've gone to a lot of trouble to give you a good start. I don't think that's very accurate, though. I sort of know the shapes of these things, and that one is not accurate enough, but it doesn't matter. They're easy enough to make more correct. It'll have to be a little bit higher and curve later. But since I am in the process with a 1/7 and this is a 1/7 kit, I will be able to provide comparisons of everything. So if you happen to hit a Marutaka kit and you wanted to make it a bit more scale, then the information will be supplied in my videos. Okay. The spars seem pretty good, the ones that they've supplied. And I'm pretty sure that I would use most of the wing unless their cord is bad. If their cord is bad, we'll have to look at that. So I'll be checking to see. Okay, that's a quick one for Sunday. Happy modeling. Cheers.